Welcome. So, today I'm going to be talking about one of the most beautiful ideas that we read about in the teaching, which is having a relationship with your solar angel. If you can just imagine being a speaker or a lecturer or giving a Sunday talk and setting aside a few hours during the week to create that talk, knowing that you're going to be presenting to some people a brand new idea and to other people idea that maybe they have forgotten about. But just imagine spending a few hours thinking about the angelic kingdom, thinking about the solar angel, and then realizing that we all have, or most of us have, a solar angel. And then in that thinking process, you begin to think about your own solar angel, and that you do have a relationship, whether you know it or not. You have a relationship with this solar angel. Now, this solar angel has other things that responsibilities on the cosmic level that it is responsible to, but the only human being that your solar angel is protecting and inspiring and building is yours. In other words, we only have one solar angel, and that solar angel has dedicated itself to your spiritual growth, to the advancement of your own soul. Imagine that. So when we think about, and I know I do this sometimes, every once in a while, think about being alone. All you have to do is remember, I'm not alone. I have this solar angel. Esoteric tradition tells us that millions of years ago, solar angels, also called sparks of fire, came down from high places to help infant humanity. They impressed us, they impressed human minds with lofty ideas and vision, leading human souls toward beauty and goodness, truth and harmony. These solar angels, these sparks of divine fire, became the inner guides of infant humanity. So there's a little bit of a history helping us understand that humanity did not always have a solar angel. But the great ones recognized that the point of humanity many millions of years ago, that it was just not progressing fast enough. And so these solar angels from another system was sent to our system to help us advance, to help us progress. It's sort of like in a earthly sense, a parent or a teacher even taking on responsibility for us, seeing that we had something in us, something divine in us that was worth nurturing, and made a dedication or made a commitment to us saying, I'm going to help you, dear. I'm going to help you progress. I'm going to help you develop that divine potential that's within you. Imagine millions of years ago, these sparks of light, these solar angels made that commitment. And after the third try, it was successful of implanting themselves, let's say, in the aura of each human being. And from that point forward, we had the wisdom and the intelligence and the genius of the solar angel to help our divinity unfold and to progress. Now, there is a point in the advancement of our consciousness, so the advancement of the soul, where reaching a certain level of consciousness, now the solar angel is released to withdraw itself from the soul, continuing its advancement in accordance with its evolution. So that's a point to remember, that the solar angels came to us, stay with us until, through our striving, through our commitment to become a better human being, stays with us. And then when we reach that certain degree of enlightenment or illumination, now is the time the solar angel is released to move on and evolve according to its plan. Now, what does the solar angel do? The solar angel duty, imagine it, it's a duty. It's a duty that these solar angels have taken on to make us awaken, to mature, and to help us expand our consciousness. And later, after this process has taken place, now we are being challenged to control our personality. And the personality is considered a unit, which is made of the physical body, emotional body, and mental body. So our challenge now, through the help of the training of the solar angel, is to control these three parts of our personality and to radiate willpower and love and light through all three of these bodies. The light is going to manifest through our mind. The love is going to manifest through our emotional body. Our consciousness is going to manifest through our physical body as action. So we have light in the mind, love in the emotional body, and the consciousness is coming through the physical body, which is recognized as action being taken. But it takes millions of incarnations to reach there. For many lifetimes, the solar angel, who is in deep meditation, tries to contact what we call our reflection. The reflection is us, because we are not yet real. This is what the teaching says. I know not everybody is going to agree with that. I am who I am. But according to the teaching, we are not yet real, but we are in the womb of the solar angel. And maybe we are 1 day old. Or maybe every 10,000 years is equal to 1 year old. So imagine that 1 year old for the soul is equal to 10,000 years. I just think that is an absolute amazing idea, to think my soul is a day old, but that's equal to 10,000 years. And we're still just a baby in the womb. So what is happening during that time? During the time the solar angel tries to contact, now this is very cool. To me, it's very cool anyway. The solar angel is connecting a network to our bodies, so that this network this is a really important point, connecting the network to our personality, these three bodies. And what it's connecting is so that we can develop knowledge, that will have physical knowledge, emotional knowledge, mental knowledge. So the solar angel is gathering information for the computer from all three of these bodies through the lotus, through the petals in the lotus. Now, when we start opening, what we see is the beginning process of the radiation of 9 petals from this lotus. These 9 petals are divided into 3 tiers, and three petals make up each tier, which is so beautiful. If you're an artist or you have a good imagination, you can just imagine this lotus that is part of your higher mind. And it has 9 plus 3 petals, but it's the 9 petals I'm talking about today. And the solar angel is feeding us, is creating this network of contact so that this information of knowledge is coming to the physical body, knowledge coming to the emotional body, knowledge coming to the mental body. It's so beautiful. So this process is called building the body in a way that we are having a communication network. So the solar angel is creating a network of communication between itself, the cosmos, and our soul. So the lotus. The lotus is what's called the seat of self-consciousness. That's the lotus. That's this beautiful 9 petal plus 3 flower that is called the seat of self-consciousness. It is a mechanism that builds the pearl, and the pearl is our soul. It's a term we use for the soul. It builds, so the lotus is a mechanism that builds the soul out of the substance of the spirit, endowing it with intelligence and love and power. So before this time happened, when humanity was in its infant stage, and most of us in school read about the history of, the Neanderthal man, but this goes way earlier than that. And we had nothing to help us grow. And that's when the great ones decided one day infant humanity needs some help. So now we all have a solar angel that's building this network, helping us to build an understanding of knowledge and love and sacrifice. So for a long time, the human soul was not even in existence. What existed in us was the solar angel. The solar angel was the person. But the duty of the solar angel is to conceive us and to make us a self-conscious being, and then will leave us to continue on its path of evolution. Now, of these 9 petals, the first 3 petals are called the knowledge petals. And these petals are just like when you turn on your gas stove. The petals come out of fire. Fire is spirit. They are fiery petals. One of them goes to our physical body, another goes to our emotional body, and another goes to the mental body. So the solar angel is connecting the network to our bodies so that we know what physical knowledge is, what emotional knowledge is, and what mental knowledge is. The solar angel is gathering information for the computer from all 3 bodies through these petals. So we as a human soul increase year after year, life after life, increasing our information about the 3 worlds. Your network is making your physical body report to the physical knowledge petal, and then the emotional to the emotional knowledge petal, and then the mental petal to the mental knowledge petal. 3 kinds of knowledge: physical knowledge, emotional knowledge, and mental knowledge. So that's just the first tier. Then we have the second tier. One is called physical love, one is called emotional love, and one is called mental love. So that second tier of petals is called the petals of love: physical love, emotional love, mental love. When these petals open, we take information from the physical, emotional, and mental planes about love, about communication, about relationships, about magnetism. And then the third tier of petals. The third tier of petals is called the petals of sacrifice, or the sacrificial petals. These petals inspire our physical, emotional, mental bodies to be sacrificial. To be sacrificial means to radiate knowledge, to radiate the love, to radiate willpower through everything that we are doing and thinking and feeling. The sacrifice petals of the lotus are tied to the highest mental center. The love petals are connected to the heart centers in all three bodies, and the knowledge petals are related to the throat center in the etheric and astral planes. So that's giving you the scientific, esoteric information about the solar angel and its relationship to us, that we experience life after life after life, incarnation after incarnation after incarnation. The solar angel protects us. We could say that the solar angel is like a soldier standing in the front line. Actually, guardian angels are a part of that front line as well. They protect us day and night. If we do not have the feeling of being good, the teaching said, without that feeling, we would be evil. We would still be back in the pre-days of the Neanderthal man. This is an important point, especially if you're an esoteric student, to keep in mind. And it's something also that I'm going to be talking about during our conference, our anniversary, which is equilibrium. The solar angel is the point of equilibrium, our point of equilibrium. So if you have an interest in the difference between balance and equilibrium and what equilibrium is, this is one thing to remember. It's a very esoteric, and yet it's something you can research and think about and at some point experience to realize that your solar angel is your point of equilibrium. Its duty is to pull our human soul out from our lower nature and focalize us between our lower and higher nature. That's the point of equilibrium. And to teach us to be a point of equilibrium between these two extremes. So how can you tell if someone is not liberated from their lower nature? That person's life is going to be dedicated to materialism, to greed, to selfishness and separatism. But if the person is suddenly drawn into the orbit of the higher self, now they're going to turn into a groundless idealist, because the solar angel is not reached that point with the human soul where there's an equilibrium between the lower and the higher self. So they become a groundless idealist. In other words, space. They'll be spaced out. Now this is the deal. Not every person is in contact with their solar angel. In fact, the teaching says 80 to 90% of humanity is unaware of its influence, impressions, and suggestions. But the angels do their utmost to awaken us to various sensations. For example, you do something that's not good for you, and the result is, the consequences are, you feel really bad. Feeling really bad, that is the solar angel impressing us, reminding us. And then we make a decision and we want to change. This too is the solar angel helping us to change our direction, our thinking, our feeling, and our actions. When we are spiritually well developed in our physical, emotional, and mental consciousness, this is the moment when we will now be in direct contact with the solar angel, with your solar angel. And what is also so beautiful is to recognize that your solar angel can be in communication with your spouse's solar angel, or the solar angel of your children, and so forth. So that tells us that the solar angels are in communication with one another. After we develop our personality consciousness, then our angel is going to leave us. But at this point, it will only leave us for 50 or 60 years. And in the process of leaving us for 50 or 60 years, what that means is it's no longer communicating with us. We've already, got experience in the network that the solar angel has built for us. That network, meaning the 9 petals, those 3, 6, 9 petals, 3 tiers of petals, so that we can communicate beyond ourselves. Even at some point now, what's happening is when the solar angel withdraws from us, we're on our own. And it kind of reminds me of when I was in college, between high school and college, and I finally got to leave mom and dad and go off to college on my own. And we're tested to our morals, our principles, our values, our knowledge. How are we going to put that knowledge into use? Are we going to expand upon that knowledge? It's very similar to that. But also we need to realize is the solar angel hasn't totally left us. It's just no longer communicating with us. Just like mom and dad are still there at home. When we got trouble, needed money or our laundry done, our parents were there to help us out. This is a little bit more extreme because we didn't have to wait for 50 or 60 years to have our parents fill up our checking account again. But nonetheless, it's also important to know because there'll come a time when you have this experience that you do feel that you're alone, that you have been abandoned. Just realize, no, now you're being challenged to know how much you retained and sustained and now can use creatively without borrowing from the solar angel. If you have not yet established lines of communication with your angel, your faith and expectations create a kind of magnetism between you and your solar angel so that you can communicate better. The solar angel is never limited to you alone. It watches us with one eye, but at the same time, it is engaged in universal activities, cosmic duties. But many times, this is very interesting, many times it's our attitude that creates a disconnect between the communication between ourselves and the solar angel. In Lemurian times, which was 200 to 300 million years ago, this is when solar angels were called to come and help humanity because humanity was not doing very well. So they made 3 visits, and when they finally entered into our aura, that's when humanity became creative. It is only human beings who have solar angels. So I was thinking whether I should say that or not, because so many of us have beloved pets. And the question is, well, what about my kitty? What about my dog? Don't they have solar angels? Well, yes and no. The no is the solar angels that I'm talking about do not protect animals and kitties in the animal kingdom, but we do as human beings. So human beings are or serve as a solar angel to their pets and their kitties. So I think that's why we feel this great sense of responsibility with our pets. We are their solar angels. There are more, this is an interesting fact, there are more solar angels in existence than there are mortals on Earth. Did you know that? There are more solar angels in existence than there are mortals on Earth. There are individual solar angels, there are group solar angels, family solar angels, and so on. Perhaps it is not so well known that every family has a solar angel. If the family is involved in wrongdoing or wrong human relations, the solar angel will leave and the family disintegrates. Every group also has a solar angel, as does every nation. Now here's a legend. There's a legend about 2 angels. This is from the teaching. One angel sits on the right shoulder and the other sits on the left. This idea is very symbolic and is prevalent in Sufi and Muslim and Mongolian cultures. On the right shoulder is the solar angel, and on the left, we are told, is the monster angel. These 2 angels work for one side or the other. The solar angel works for the army of light, and the monster angel works for the army of darkness. According to this tradition, at the time of death, these 2 angels measure a person's thoughts, deeds, and actions, and whichever one wins takes the person either to darkness or to light. If a person is 90% good and 10% bad, the solar angel will win. And the dark angel is going to cry because it lost the soul. The solar angel, on the other hand, is going to be very happy because it won. So this may seem like a bit primitive way to describe the situation, but symbolically it's very deep. So here's an exercise. Daily. Daily think, to whom am I serving? The dark angel or the angel of light? Our future depends on which angel we are serving. Each day in the evening, sit and ask yourself, how beautiful was I today? Or how ugly was I today? Examine yourself. In which account are you making deposits? If you are ugly, you are serving the dark angel. If you are beautiful, you are serving this solar angel. Your future is fashioned by the one you are serving. So for the rest of the time left, let me share a summary I've created of your soul's relationship with the solar angel and how the angel assists your soul. First, we've learned that in our relationship with the solar angel, its first task is to make consciousness, the consciousness of our soul shift right, from the physical plane, which is a gradual process, to the emotional, to the mental plane. Now, at this process of this threefold construction, let's call it, is where we're going to be disciplined and cleaned and put in contact with the potential that is in your soul. So these potentials don't even come into manifestation or are rarely realized until that network is functioning in operation, and the physical, emotional, mental bodies are beginning to radiate out. Now we have to have something to radiate, right? Which is coming from the network that the solar angel created, the knowledge, the love, the sacrificial network from the universe. And this network has created potential in our human soul. So after we reach what's called the process of integration, and now we are aligned with this network, now we're going to begin to bring the potential into manifestation, life after life after life, the potential that's found in our core. Next, the solar angel is going to instruct our soul how to control our personality, how to control those emotions, how to control those negative thoughts. If this is not learned, the solar angel will not have a chance for its freedom. Number 3, after the human soul is emancipated, after our human soul is finally emancipated from these lower planes, now the training begins, and it needs a long period of training on how to deal with these vehicles to promote their evolution. See, before that point we had elementals in control of these bodies. Now we are ourselves are being put in control to promote the evolution of these bodies, our physical, emotional, and mental body, parallel to the evolution of the solar angel. Once these vehicles are trained to a considerable degree, the soul can be admitted into the sphere of wisdom of the solar angel and learns the science of how to use these hidden potentials in the core. Number 4, at the 4th initiation, where the lotus is dissipated, the solar angel then leaves, and we now enter the path of mastery, which is the actualizing of these potentials in the corresponding planes. And I won't go into all of this. Today's talk is really like an introduction to the solar angel and our relationship. But let it grow with you, and give yourself some time, and when the YouTube video of today's talk is up there on our website, make some notes, because this is your life. This is who you are. You're learning about the potential that's in the core of your being. So it's worth giving yourself time to listen to this talk and then to make notes and further study. Number 5, another task of the solar angel is to teach our soul how to fight with harmlessness and courage and fearlessness and in freedom. Number 6, the solar angel teaches our soul how to handle travel in space. If you were part of, well, you are, right now you're listening to this, but if you're listening to it on YouTube, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But and meditation, we always start our Sunday services with a beautiful meditation, and today we had a meditation about the solar angel and how the solar angel takes us into space and travels with us in space. The solar angel also teaches us about all the difficulties and perils that will meet us in space. Number 7, the solar angel teaches how to recognize enemies and friends, those who help the expansion of our consciousness and those who petrify or delude our consciousness. The solar angel helps us to recognize the two. The human soul must learn how to detach himself and be indifferent to certain conditions, how to create in himself a powerful concentration or vacuum to actualize his visions and plans. Number 8, the solar angel often advises you through your friends because sometimes your brain is out of order and cannot be impressed. So this is why some of your friends or a father or a mother will dream about you and even warn you if necessary. And number 9, the solar angel communicates with us by giving us clear and important ideas when they are least expected. If you catch them, and if you record them, it's like you wonder, where did this information come from? I feel like I've known it forever, but I've never educated myself. I've read about people who have these ideas or have that potential, but where did it come, from me? That's the solar angel connecting with us. The closer we approach our solar angel, the more we profit from its experience or its presence. And finally, meditation. This is number 10. The solar angel tries to create a sensitive response from us through meditation. It is here that it builds a mental communication line between itself and ourself. It also communicates through symbols, which projects these symbols to our mind. Some of these dreams that we have are symbolic conversations. And in thinking about the symbols that the solar angel gives us, whether in meditation or dreams, helps us to develop intuition. So in conclusion, most of our striving and sacrificial labors are due to the presence of the solar angel. Its presence inspires us, and we fuse with its aspirations. Every one of us must have the feeling of worthiness, of self-merit, a conviction that we do have value. Such a feeling comes by trying to do our best without depending on the solar angel. But remember that the solar angel is there as a light, as a model of beauty, and as a shield of protection. So let me close with one more action of the solar angel in relationship to our human soul. At each full moon, and we have the full moon of Libra coming up, so I wanted to bring this to your attention. At each and every full moon, our solar angel observes these lunar and solar cycles, and greater cycles actually as well, and tries to reach us to kindle the flame that will light our way toward freedom and compassion and peace and spiritual creativity. We must extend our hand to our guide, to our angel, especially during the full moon meditation period, and stand within its light, expressing it as the energy of blessings to all of humanity. It is through such a closeness that soul infusion will be achieved. Fusion with the solar angel will be achieved, and the path toward mastery will be paved. Each full moon period is divided into 7 days, 3 days prior to the full moon, the day of the full moon, and the 3 days after the full moon. When we stand in soul consciousness, in solar angel consciousness, we receive energy from the heart of the sun and radiate it as compassion, wisdom, or the plan. Isn't that just incredible? I mean, if you could just imagine me sitting there in my office in front of that dreaded computer, right? And then putting my focus on the solar angel. There's nothing like it. It's so beautiful. So we can do this in meditation. The exact day of the full moon is the day of the exactitude of the time of the full moon, and that's when we have the greatest opportunity to stand in the light of the solar angel and reach our hand out to it. So let's remember that for this upcoming full moon.